So, let's see. Paris Eternal versus the Shock. Game number 2. I wonder if this is the part where they draw or they win it outright. Rascal's gonna go for the Echo? No way. There's no way. This is a death sentence.
5, 4, 3, 2.
So Rascal is gonna go for the Mei. Alright, so what does this imply? Oh wait, no, they're not going for the Mei. Gotcha beat it. It's a Genji. Yeah, okay, so it's all normal. Both teams are exploiting the long sightlines of this particular part of the map. And the fact that they have godlike Widowmakers anyway. So Shock up for the full rotation in Hotel onto the points. This forces the Eternal to go into the sightlines of Ans, as well as Fielder having to rotate like this. He has to go here or here. But either way, you're still open to the sightlines of the Widowmaker. So this is pretty good rotation from the Shock. They just need to capitalize on it. I.e., Ans needs to do something. Ans needs to go big. So, what happened here? So they weren't able to push in as fast because they were taking spam from two different angles. From the Eternal, you have this group over here just trying to plug this hole inside Hotel, and then you have not Choyubin, Hanbit going for the spam over here. So this is really difficult for the Shock to push into, just because they're taking fire from two different angles, and then if you count Fielder, who is over here, you're probably taking 3, but not really, because it's really difficult for Fielder to get a proper angle. So anyway, they failed to push in. They were pressured a lot by this. Oh, there's also a Widowmaker pushing you in, so that's actually really difficult. It's nasty. So they go for the other rotation. They turn the tables. They now have, or Eternal now have 2 different angles of attack. You've got this and this. And then a third one is coming up in the form of Ans, because he wants to contest the Widowmaker, who had to reposition all the way over here. And Violet's actually going for the initiative of taking out Xe with Ans. So yeah, I think SF Shock is going to gain the point unless... Wait. Yeah, they don't really have any ults there, neither do the Shock, so yeah. They were able to force out the lamps for both teams. And yeah, Sparkle's almost dead, FD God is almost dead. I think Shock take this one. Okay. Oh no. My prediction is wrong. Then again, Ans is not able to do anything to the Shock over here. Wasn't able to contest the Widow either. Or kill Sparkle. Was low when this fight started. Yeah, they were able to reverse it. There's so much pressure on Ans to do something. And Paris Eternal are doing all the things necessary so that his life is very difficult. Even without just pressuring him with Sparkle. That's the amazing thing about this, right? Sparkle isn't going for these flanks that just pressure Xe, and I mean, yeah. Or Sparkle isn't going for flanks to pressure Ans, rather. Instead, he's just playing with his team, just waiting for the halt combo, so that he can dash in, get another 50% to get his blade. Interesting to note, these two Genjis are really close, what they do, or in their ults, because they're doing the exact same thing. They're comboing it efficiently with the halt. They just trust their team to be there to follow up whenever all happens. Oh, this is another interesting triple sightline, right? Oops, let me just adjust it a little bit. Fielder uses it for himself. They go for this. Hanbin is almost always off angling because there's not really anything that they can do about him. Other than maybe push into him, but then again, Eternal are all going to push behind you. So that's a really bad idea. They kind of waste that rally. They needed to brawl. They weren't confident in brawling because Window was popped by Violet. And yeah. Oh, that's stun. Oh my god, the control. They haven't popped out. They haven't popped out the what do you call this? The lamp yet. But why? What happened to the lamp? Where beat the lamp? I don't think Violet ever used the lamp. Okay, they're spamming shit. Going for this rotation. Halt comes in. Also, the lamp did get forced out, but it got destroyed immediately. So my question is, I guess you're afraid if you're Violet, you're not 100% sure if it's going to land exactly over here, and if it will land in time. Then again, if you're in the Overwatch League, you're practicing map throws every single time. So, I don't agree with this at all. Oh no. Yeah. Oh no. I don't know what they're doing. What are they doing? Why are they using their ults? Okay, so right. They do this. Oh, they also pop. Wait, no, this is Eternal. That's not Shock. Okay, so this comes in again. Lamp is still there. They don't have the damage. They don't have the damage to finish off Sparkle. Yeah. Yeah. So this is rough. Not 100% sure why Hanbin used. Oh wait, no. I'm now sure because they popped Rally. I guess you're being safe. You're being safe if you're Hanbin, right? You're just being safe by popping the Rally. So, or you're being safe by using the Flux against the Rally. But I don't understand this. There's no real way unless they're counting on Ans to get the snipes. But Ans is nowhere in position to get any snipes on those. Even from here, it's a really difficult ask. So this is weird. This is weird from Choi. This Flux was completely unnecessary. And none of them even died. So Shock right now are wasting their time. And you can be a little bit more liberal with your ults right now as Eternal because number one, Sparkle is about to get his ult anyway. Number two, Shock have used quite a bit of theirs. The problem is that Sparkle died. This is not gonna slow them down. They know that there's no Genji. At least for now. They can just go to the point and pressure it. Oh no. Why are these guys over? I don't even understand. If you're gonna brawl as a unit. Don't brawl split up. Okay, so they're able to sandwich them. This is fine. They need to kill Sparkle. Blade is a lot better. Alright. The sandwich did not work. Wait. What else didn't they pop then? If you're shocked. You already had the thing. Mm-hmm. Oh, so they didn't voluntarily go there, they got pulled. I think this is cease your resistance time, and then yeah. I think you seize resistance. 100% I think Smurf should have popped his ult. And then went for the Genji Blade. Like the moment that they went in here. Does that lamp cover inside? No, it doesn't. Doesn't. Wait, it does. But it shouldn't be able to. Right? Because there's no sideline. Weird. Yeah. I think you should have popped bongos here, regardless. Like the moment that you're in here, put down the bongo, maybe out over in this spot, so that it's still within sightlines of everyone. Except when you go to the point, then you Genji Blade, and then you finish off all them targets. Aside of that, you just force the fight onto the point, right? You can force the fight over here. Then again, they got pulled over there, right? So I suppose that's why they went all the way back. Circled around. Violet already popped his what do you call this? The lamp. So yeah, I think Smurf needed to pop the bongo just so that he can secure this fight. What were their positions like when they were rushing in? Yeah, the Genji is still far away. They know Xe is over there, so they can aggressively push towards the point. The plan is for Xe to just go up the moment that they commit to this point so that he has open sight lines. But I think you, as Rascal and as Smurf, I think you just commit the bongo over there. Or even, well, this is a little bit less safe if you put the bongo over here, but yeah. I don't think they were going to die anyway. If, even with that pull. I think you continue on to the point. I'm thinking of ways that they could turn this around for Shock, but goddamn. It still goes back to fucking having a bongo and a blade. And you only popping out one of those.
Team kill.
Yeah, they needed the damage. They needed the damage.
60 seconds remaining.
But I guess Smurf just wanted the value of it. And I guess the other mindset here is you're going to use the bongo after Rascal has used his blade so that he can get it a lot faster than the enemy Genji. Which also makes sense. But this was a must-win scenario, so I don't mind them popping both. Damage was already done, then best. For God's sakes, focus your targets.
30 seconds remaining.
Fuck the Widowmaker, he shouldn't be a problem. Ansys testing him. Okay. Xe's super dead. I would rather have an Ash than a Widowmaker here. But if Ons is going to stay Widowmaker, I guess that's an argument to stay as Widowmaker. I still don't like it on this point. I would rather have something that just helps your team spam. Just help them spam out and chain ults, chain DPS ults over and over and over. Okay, that's cheeky. They're hiding in here so that they can brawl. That's really smart from the Eternal though. To them to immediately recognize like, hey, there's something sus about Choyubin being the only person on the card and no one else. And they immediately see it's like, oh, they're over there. They back off before Twilight even pops the rally. That shows you how much game sense these guys have. How much game sense and situational awareness. So wait, Shock had rally. Hanbin, in response to that rally, pops his ult, which again makes sense. So you have less armor on Eternal. You also have Ons flanking from halls all the way to the brewery, but you don't have sight lines of these. You do have no more armor packs though, so your sustain and your ability to brawl as Eternal should be a lot lower compared to the Shock. Shoryuben dies. They commit this because they recognize that they kind of need to win, but I think there's just too much armor on the side of the Shock for them to continue with this. So yeah, they're backing off. They have to back off, even though they don't have any tanks, because Twilight popped his ult. That means almost everyone on the Shock right now, even if they just have 200 HP, have an effective HP of a tank because of the rally. So they back off from that. They're also within Nance's sidelines, so I guess they also respect that one. Good lamp. They also do this a little bit more liberally. Why? Because Choyubin no longer has a way to force it out. But by doing so, Rascal should have a free blade in response. Yep. Okay, so they actually do combo the blade and the bongo. It's just that they didn't do it on the first point for some reason. I don't know why, but hey, there you go. I need some water. Okay. Free push. Because they tried to hold close on second, to try and prevent the second cap. Failed. Uh-oh. Sparkle doesn't have lit, but they commit both bongo and rally, so you're okay with that. If you're the Shock, you didn't really use any ult of your own, and meanwhile you're about to have 1, 2, 3, 4 versus the 3. Granted, the 3 that the Eternal have are really impactful. It's 1. Oh no. They need to kill. Oh my god, wait, what? Yo, someone needs to go to Twilight. They should have had that kill on Sparkle. What? What? Okay. Okay. So they go inside the cubby because it's really difficult to snipe. healer pops that doesn't really get much value from it because they don't really stay there for a while. Um, Violet's is a little bit better because, well, is it? Can you see much further than that? Not really. You could have maybe made an argument for placing it over here instead, because this will have sight lines over there as well. But I think the biggest thing here is that Twilight pops the rally, and they don't chase with him. Like if you're popping rally, you're brawling, and if you're not brawling, you're losing. I mean, okay, maybe they're respecting this, but they still have Lamp, and Fielder is going to be somewhat safe. Even if they go out here into the open, you still force out their Lamp. They're likely going to be backing off. They don't want to be brawling with you. But yeah, it's just weird. It's just weird for them to not do anything and follow Twilight. They might have had a kill on Sparkle. Now they try to chase, but it's too late. Unfortunate that lamp was somewhat late. That's fine. They do focus down. Never mind. They couldn't focus down anybody because Rascal is trying to kill the Widowmaker, which is fine. Yeah, two people behind you though, so this is kind of awkward. You can kind of zone them out using the Widowmaker, but they choose to go after them. Oh no. Oh no, what the hell are they doing? How did Twilight die? Okay. So they decide this is more important than the card, we still have time. Twilight was alone. Twilight was alone. Yeah. He went in there expecting the Genji to be with him-ish, but Rascal is actually on the other side.
60 seconds.
And then Violet was pocketing Rascal because Rascal dashed into two people without a goddamn plan. Twilight is now alone and being chased by FD God. They turn around, focus him down. I mean, you have Blade, sure, but this is a really bad Blade. I think FD God actually dies, but it's still a very messy split fight. that Blade didn't really accomplish much. Alright, now it's a little bit better for the Eternal, or rather the Shock. But that happens, so you're still pretty sad. They force out the Amp Matrix, which the Eternal just kite in response to the... So that's the difference, I guess, between sometimes what the Shock's Baptiste and the Eternal's Baptiste do. So they go for this Blade, yada yada yada, and then they try to punish Sparkle for overextending by doing this. But then the rest of the Eternal just backed the fuck off into their cubby because they weren't really full committing into that. They were too far away. Sparkle somehow escapes. They hide that. They recognize that Shock are trying to go for a brawl and have to come close. And that's when the Eternal pop their Amp Matrix, and now this is a very big problem because where the hell do you go? You can't climb up. You can't go there, that's too far. Yeah, you're fucked. This is actually smart. I mean, Rascal is able to take care of Exy, but you don't really care right now. You still have Sparkle in your backline. Yeah. I don't know, Shock are not managing their ults very well.
Score 0-2.
Shock are not using ults very well in this one. Then again, in the previous series, it wasn't that, or the previous match, it wasn't that efficient either. But this is worse. This is much worse. I'm not sure what's going on.
Ready for battle. Attackers incoming in 30
Gonna
seconds.
drink some more water. Whoa, whoa. I don't think Hanbin is gonna stay on this ball.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers
Alright.
incoming.
Exact same thing.
Defend objective A.
Let's see how Eternal do this. So already a big difference, right? Because of the way of how slow they do this. Shock went immediately inside and tried to push, or tried to force them onto the point, and then tried to get value from Ans on site on the bus or on theater by forcing them into this area. But instead, what Eternal are doing, they're trying to push into this, and the logic behind this is very simple. By pushing over here, Ans loses territory where he can work with. Now he can only play over here, and over here. Right? Meanwhile, Exy has this, and the platform over here. So, yeah, that's the logic over there. And slowly but surely, if you push right into there, and the Shock are forced to go inside Hotel, then you gain this territory as well as Exy. So that's already the biggest difference between the two. Also, they're very patient. Okay, now they go for this one. Oops. Now they go for the push inside the Hotel.
Defend
The moment that they ascertain that, yeah, they're where the position of the Shock are, or where they're positioning themselves are. That's a better way to word that. There. Also note how much trust Sparkle just has. That halt was really low, right? It was about ground level, and easily in a comp game, if your Genji dashes into that, you kinda get stunned. But this isn't a comp game. Sparkle just trusts his team to be there whenever he dashes in, and they are. That's the very big difference between most teams, be it tier 2 or tier 3. Is the amount of trust that they have in each other to perform plays like that. There's no hesitation, and the effect is that you just have this overwhelming burst of damage. And if the enemy team is second guessing themselves, they just get rolled. Just like that. So let's see that again. Part of it was that Sparkle just trusts his team to do the play. This is also very smart. They spam out the shield, right? So that forces Smurf and Twilight to be over here, so that this halt is going to be super effective. Now, if Violet was standing a lot closer, he'd be in there too. Dash in. They tried to go for the bash on Sparkle, didn't really work. You force out the lamp, but the thing is the lamp is already in sight lines of everybody else on the Paris Eternal, so you're fucked. You're 100% fucked. Yeah, they took advantage of the fact that Chohyobin was off-angling on the high ground and did not immediately go for the rotation, so that play, that push from Hotel onto the point, starting from a halt into a swift strike, worked perfectly. So yeah, That's what trusting your teammates to do the plays that they need to do and you need to do does.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
So, what are the ults like? Genji already has Blade. Both of them have Blade. Violet is a little bit behind. And Twilight is a little bit more there. Okay. So how did Shock position themselves? They're well, they're not really waiting. They're just over here. But why? I guess you're gonna hold like this, which makes sense. You don't want to be holding like this because there's not really any cover. You're definitely anticipating a blade from Rascal. I mean, not Rascal, from Sparkle. Sparkle Rascal. You're looking to get your rally as soon as possible as well. So maybe their plan was to push in here? So they're gonna go in here and then push into them? Which is it risky? I mean, you let them push all the way here, which doesn't really matter, because that's not the choke yet. You go in here, you try to contest them, you get your rally as well, then you can push in with Rally Blade, assuming that they don't have Blade themselves and Rally. Okay, so they kinda got... Oh no, okay, so that's a blunder by Twilight. He used the bash. He tried to bash the Orisa, which doesn't make any goddamn sense, by the way. Why would you need to bash the Orisa? This right here is the thing that you need to bash. This is the bash target. You bash this shit, you rock it. You don't bash this. For what purpose? Like, what purpose does that serve? It doesn't do anything to bash a goddamn Marissa. She's just gonna turn gold. Either in the moment or afterwards. And then you can't really do anything after that. So yeah, that's a blunder. That's a major blunder by Twilight. He also needs to be watching this guy. As much as Choi Hyobin needs to be watching him as well. Because there's another tool in Twilight's arsenal that can boop away Sparkle to make this play a little bit more difficult and awkward. But he didn't. Twilight gets found, dies. Get this. I think you could have maybe survived that. You could have maybe bashed Sparkle as he comes in. Rascal dashes into him, gets a left click, goes for a blade. Blades the lamp that Fielder is gonna be putting down over here, and then you reverse the fight. Then Twilight gets his ult. Then you rally as well. But that was it's not great. So, 2 ults for Eternal, you've got Bongo and Rally. I don't really consider Widow's ultimate to be an ultimate. Just hurts your feelings. So they both rally, but right now, Shock are incredibly split. I don't know why. Again, this is the nth time that they've split up for whatever reason. So they go in here. So I guess the plan was to push right here to meet up with the rest of them. The reason why they have Choi Hyobin and Twilight up there was to force anyone on the high ground off. And then you get this sandwich. Right? You get this pincer maneuver. but I don't know what happens next. It looks like they got super split for whatever reason. Yeah, they got super split. Smurf and Violet are trying to kill Hanbin, and then the rest of the Shock are trying to brawl with the rest of the Eternal, which, since the Eternal have the Bongo and the Rally of their own, the Shock are going to die. They should die. Unless Ans just goes insane and gets like 6 pickoffs, but that's not gonna happen. Force him away. After, like, that's another difference, right? Okay, so they kind of split off too, the Eternal, right? FD God and Fielder went towards Ans, but the moment that he was effectively zoned out, they went back. They went back to the point and started focusing people down that they should have been focusing down. So yeah, there we go. They 100% lose. They didn't really have damage output to kill Hanbin before he could pop his ult. Yeah, this is a clusterfuck. This is a clusterfuck for the Shock. It's not so much the initiation that they were going for. The initiation was fine. Like, going for pincer maneuvers, right, is fine. It's just that after that pincer maneuver, they were all over the place. They just committed to different targets, and then nothing got accomplished. That's the biggest problem with the Shock so far. Oh no, that's another problem. So this is really smart. But it's kind of weird though that they use Ben Best instead of Hanbin. Hanbin is a little bit more mobile as a tank compared to Narissa. So I would have wanted if Hanbin was the guy who went forward with the Brig to clear this cubby, or this hallway right here. Because, if we look at it, that's gonna happen. They wait for Hunt to throw Hyobin to... Okay, so apart from friggin... FD God going for it, Sparkle joined them. Okay, oh my god, this is a nasty matrix. It's right in front of their face. They have no choice. Even if they back off, right? If they back off into this cubby, they're still fucked, because now the card is just gonna be freely pushing. If they back off like this, they're still in sightline of the amp matrix. Even if they back off here, it's also still within sighlines for the amp matrix. So, like, Fielder right now, the better BAP, in my opinion. Granted, the Shock actually did the right thing. The moment that you see the amp matrix just go forward, away from the matrix, into the enemy team, that way, obviously they can't... The shots from Eternal are not gonna be amped. But this is rectified by the Eternal going behind you. Not sure if that was part of the plan, but hey, it works out. At least for a little bit. Rascal tries to turn it around. Hyobin just got the ult, I think, after he died. No, he died with the ult. Sorry. He died with the ult. The problem is that he doesn't really have any support over here. He needed more people. He was expecting... So this is, I guess, another thing that the Eternal did well, is that they scouted their opponents really well, because they noted that Cho Hyobin is almost always away from his team. So what can we do about that? We can either dedicate 2 to 3 people to pick off Choi, or, as with what happened in the first point, just completely ignore Choi and rush the rest of the Shock Troy Yulbin is just playing this kind of like a diva. But the thing is, diva can fly. This man can only fly if you have ult. So, yeah. They're punishing that really, really hard. And that shows you as well the value of scouting.